He may not know about being too pretty or too rich, but in his mind, you can never be too well armed. Generations RoadBuster today on Guerrilla Reviews. Alright, here's RoadBuster in vehicle mode, and quite a heavy duty looking one it is. Like an armored carrier vehicle. And you can turn it from an armored carrier vehicle into an assault vehicle with all these pegs and ports over here, like so. Armed and ready for action. Much like Whirl, there were a vast number of stickers that you could add to this figure. Due to this being co-produced by the G.I. Joe line as a sort of last hurrah for them, at least for the moment. Now, unlike Whirl, you are not going to fit all of these stickers onto this figure, no matter how much you try. And you're also going to need an X-Acto knife, because these things have a tendency to have corners that go off of it, them making them rub off, which isn't exactly the most convenient thing. But you have any experience with an X-Acto knife, it's not that big a deal. And yes, I chose the Wrecker symbol instead of the Regulation Autobot symbol, because I like that one better. Another interesting fact is that to start out with, you have 6 different weapons which you can combine in various ways. Due to these being 6mm pegs and ports, you can add them on or make one really large gun. In a similar vein as Hound, but they'll probably hold together a lot better. Speaking of Hound, here's his gun, which also looks excellent in his hand, and you can still have all these weapons attached. In fact, you can add a great deal of weapons onto RoadBuster. And yes, they will all fit. It takes a little creativity to make them all fit, but you can do it. And as a side note, I have attached all of these weapons onto RoadBuster at one time. And it's glorious. Moving on to transformation, nothing real tough here, you just come from the back, unfold all of this, break apart, split apart, fold the wheels back, twist the feet. There we go. For Gur truck. Yeah. Yes, you can do that if you really want it to. Alright, then we will unpeg and move down the arms. Bring those forward and up for the shoulders. Fold up the front grill right here. Fold down. Then we just twist around. Unpeg for both the arms. And there we go. Generations RoadBuster in robot mode. RoadBuster, much like Whirl, came from the Dorvac line, which was originally a Bandai property. So for many, many years, it's either been the original, third-party, or Bandai remakes of the similar toys, such as the SD Goken, which is, while interesting, is a little strange. So for years, we weren't even sure we were able to get a version of RoadBuster, but much like Whirl, we ended up finding something very much like it, and a very nice version of it is. As for exactly how many ports and pegs does he have, well, he's obviously got the ones in his hands, right there. So he can go like that. There's the 2 ports on his shoulders, which can go like that. There now. There's also ports on his shoulders. Let's go like that. There's also side ports right here. Front ports right here. Well, obviously you gotta fudge the front ports a little bit. You gotta get ones that fit properly. There we go. And keep in mind is that you can, with his original weapons, you can still add more guns onto these things. So you can have guns on guns on guns. Let's see now. Put that one right there. That one right there. Then plug that in. You're starting to get the idea. It's just how nuts you can really make it depending on your collection. I hope so. As for articulation, head is on a ball joint. It's supposed to have light piping, but it doesn't really. This is paint, it's not really going to show through, but you can still get some nice poses. The head. So now, ratcheted universal joint for the shoulder, bicep swivel. That'll tight on that one. Tight on both of them. Okay, might want to watch out for that. Double joint for the elbow. No wrist swivel. Probably because they might break, but oh well. No waist rotation. Boo-hoo. So now, another ratcheted universal joint for the hips there. Waist swivel, or rather, thigh swivel. 45 degree, rather 90 degree knee bend, and tiltable forward and sideways ankle tilts. So for some people, this figure is perfect. Well, that wraps up this Guerrilla review. I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Generations RoadBuster. Gonna remind you all, free your mind, free your toys, and I told you I could fit all the guns onto this thing.